Hey, this is René. Welcome back to another video on this channel, and today we will have a look at another strategy. This time it's not a strategy that I made up, but it's a strategy that someone commented below a YouTube video. So below my last YouTube video, someone or multiple persons actually asked for stable and profitable strategies as this is not a really easy task, so I asked for ideas or strategies that you guys use that are profitable and stable. And someone actually commented a strategy, and this is the one that I want to write in this video, and I will explain it in a second. Also, he says that he is trading it for the past 8 months, and it is a scalping strategy with a risk-reward ratio of 1:1. Which is a little bit weird because scalping strategies usually do not have a risk-reward ratio of 1:1, but in most cases they have a smaller risk-reward ratio. But yeah, doesn't really matter. I will just take the description that he wrote here and I will write the expert advisor. But let's have a look at the program first. So basically the idea that he suggested is that we use 3 indicators. First one is the ADX that you see here at the bottom of the chart. Then we have a exponential moving average with 5 periods, and we have a Bollinger Bands indicator. Since he didn't really mention anything about the settings for these indicators, except for the exponential moving average, I just assume that he uses the default settings for the ADX and the Bollinger Bands indicator. So his idea is that we watch out for the ADX to be above or equal to 23, which the indicator is most of the time actually. And then he searches for situations where a candle is, this has to be moved here, where a candle is above the or below the 5-period exponential moving average, and it is touching the lower Bollinger Bands So for example, let me delete this. For example, in this candle here, let me zoom in a little bit. Or we can also take this candle here. We can see the ADX is above 23. Like this. So the ADX is above 23 here. Also, we are below the blue 5-period moving average, and the low, but candle low touch the lower Bollinger Band, and the candle low is touching the lower Bollinger Band, or actually the whole candle is touching the lower Bollinger Band. I don't know what he means with this. Maybe he just means something like this, where it's just the actual lower wick here touching the Bollinger Bands, and then he wants to buy. So this would be a buy setup, and indeed this would be a great trade. But of course there are many more situations like this, and not every trade will be a winning trade. So this is why I want to write the strategy real quick and see if this works out. So the video will be built up like this. After having a look at the strategy until now, I will now write the code. I will not make it a tutorial or a beginner-friendly video because it will just take too much time. I will write it really quickly. If you want, you can copy the code to use the strategy for yourself. And afterwards, facing the end of the video, we will have the complete strategy and we can do some back testing. So let me jump right here and write the strategy first. So let's create a new expert advisor, and we can call this EMA or ADX EMA bands system, doesn't really matter. And then I will just first of all create the 3 indicators that we need so we can get the data from these indicators. Let me rearrange the brackets here. So this is the style that I use to write my programs. Then we will need the trade.mqh file later on to open the positions. And now we need the ADX, or the handle for the ADX. We need the handle for the EMA, or moving average, and we need the handle for the Bollinger Bands. And we can also have the inputs for these three here, because in the comments I didn't really see the inputs. So ADX periods. So I will just make them input variables so everyone is able to choose whatever he likes. MA period 5. MA method is mode EMA by default, and let's also add the applied price. Oh, and maybe we should also add the time frame. And then we have the inputs for the Bollinger Bands. I think these are double inputs. Let me check this. No, period and deviation. So we have BB periods, it's 20, and we have BB deviation, which is 2.0 by default. Then we can initialize the handles here. For all of these indicators, since they are default indicators or standard indicators, we have the predefined functions. So we can just use them to create the handles real quick. MA periods, shift. Yeah, I usually just use 0 as a shift value for moving averages, because in most cases it doesn't really make sense to use a shift. And then we have the Bollinger Bands. And time frame period is 20. Shift, yeah, 0. And oh wait, BB periods, shift is 0, BB deviation, and applied price is, yeah, we can create another input for this. But usually you just use price close. BB applied price, price close. Okay, so now we have these three handles. So let's see what data we need here. We need, I think we will do this on close basis. So let's get the bars total here, and then we can just check if there's a new bar in the chart for the time frame. So if there's a new bar in the chart, then we want to check for a signal. And here we can now calculate the indicator values. So first of all, let's get the ADX, and we will use the copy buffer with the ADX handle. I think there are multiple lines, but we will use the main line and not the plus DI and minus DI, because there's no information in this YouTube comment, so I assume that he uses the main line. Then we have the starting position 1, a count of 1, and we store the values in the ADX array. Then we will create a moving average array, handle MA. We will choose the main line also. We start at 1, we have a count of 1, and we store values in the MA array. And then we will have the BB upper and BB lower line. So let's use the copy buffer with the handle for the BB. And then we have the upper band and the lower band. Starting position is 1, count, I think it's 1 again. BB upper. And then we have copy buffer for the BB lower line. Lower band, 1, 1, BB lower. Okay, so now we have the values. So now let's build the condition. Or we can also actually make, let's group this. Input group, indicator settings, like this. And then we can also have some input settings or some signal settings. Signal settings like this. So let's say input double min ADX value is 23, he said. So we will use this and check if ADX is greater than min ADX value. And if this is true, then we can check if Yeah, now we need the highs and lows and everything. So let's get some rates for this. Oh, I think we will need an array. Copy rates for the current symbol, for the time frame, for the starting position 1, 1, and we store in the rates array. And then we have, wait, what did he write? He said, take buy trade when ADX level is equal or above 23. Done. Next thing is we check candle close below 5 EMA and that candle high not touching the 5 EMA line. So we check if rate 0 high is smaller than the moving average. And then, yeah, we do not have to check the close because if the high is below the moving average, it means that the close is below the moving average as well, of course. But candle low touches the lower Bollinger Band. And we check if rates 0 low is smaller or equal BB lower, like this. And then we have a buy signal, I guess. So we can maybe create some inputs here for the lots maybe. And maybe we also want inputs for the TP and SL points because there's not really a lot of information in the YouTube comment about this. So I will just assume he uses a fixed amount of points. He said that he uses a risk-reward ratio of 1:1 though, so both values will be the same. So let's create the entry for the buy signal. It's the ask price. Symbol, ask. And then we have the TP is equal to entry plus TP points multiplied with point. And then we have the stop loss, entry minus SL points multiplied with point. And then we can open the position using a trade object variable that I have to create here. So let's say trade buy, and then we have the volume as an input variable. We use the current chart symbol. We have the entry, the stop loss, and the TP, and we don't need a comment. So this will be our buy position then. And then we have to do the same thing, or a sell position if there's a sell signal. So let's check if rates 0 low is greater than MA. And we also want to check if rates 0 high is greater or equal BB higher at index 0 or BB upper. Like this. And then we have a sell signal. So let's calculate the entry. It's the bid price. Then we calculate the TP. It's entry minus TP points this time. And then we also have the stop loss, which is entry plus SL points. And then we want to sell using the lots, using the current chart symbol, and using the entry, the stop loss, and the TP like this. Okay, so if we compile this, this should be enough code to execute the strategy from this YouTube comment. So let me just check this, meaning this might not be perfect because we could get multiple signals following each other, but yeah, let's give it let's have a first look here. So I will use USD Japanese yen in the 1 hour chart. I will just use the default inputs, and yeah, let's just give it a go. And let's see if we open positions here. So there was the first position already. So let me check if everything was executed correctly. So pause this, and there was a buy position, and the high was at 137.46, and the moving average was above this. So this is a valid signal. This was a buy trade, which was then executed with the opening of this candle, so this is okay. And let's see if we see some more. And there was another buy signal here. And yeah, 100 points is not a lot, but I mean, you can change it, or we could change it in the inputs. And this, yeah, I think this is not really what you wanted, because the candle low has to touch the lower Bollinger Band. And here the whole candle is below the lower Bollinger Band. So maybe let's add some more code here. So let's say the low has to be below the lower, and math max of rate 0 open and rate 0 close has to be below or above BB lower, like this. Let's give it another try. So yeah, now these signals are a little bit better, because now we only trade if the upper or lower wick touches the Bollinger Bands, and we do not trade if the whole candle is above or below the Bollinger Bands. So yeah, so we see we get some nice signals. I think the TP of 100 doesn't really make sense on a 1 hour chart. Maybe we can increase the 5, we can multiply these values by 5. And let's start this again. And then we can do some longer term backtesting if we see that this strategy is actually executed correctly. So first 2 trades are winning trades, so good so far. And there is the first losing trade. Also, we might want to add some code so that we only trade that we only have one open position at a time. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. So let's fix this quickly. So now we only have one open position. And if we give it another go, then we should only see one position at a time. And I think then we can already end the programming part of this video. But yeah, you can see strategies like these are really easy and quickly implemented if you know how to write code for the MetaTrader. You just need like 10 minutes and you can write a strategy like this and test it for multiple years. And this is what I always recommend, to really have a look at the programming for the MetaTrader, because it gives you so much power. Like every strategy you can imagine, you can write the code quickly in just some minutes, and then you can test multiple years of data using the strategy and see how it works out. And actually for the last few months, this is working out quite fine, as we see here, at least in the US dollar Japanese yen. So maybe, or I mean, in the comments, he said he is trading it for the last 8 months. So I think he might have a point here. So for the last 8 months, the strategy seems to work, at least like with the settings that I use here and the assumptions that I made, because the description here was not really perfect. So I had to make some assumptions like what he means. But yeah, with the way I implemented it, this worked really great in the last 8 months. So let's have a look at a longer period. And yeah, let's have a look at the chart maybe one more time. So we can see that the program, like I wrote it kind of does what he says in the description. So when we see something like this here, wait, why didn't he trade this one? Because, wait, this is for buy trades. Math min has to be math min here, I think. here it has to be math max. For a buy signal, the lower value. Okay, because the high is not below the moving average. Yeah, you can see like the signals are doing kind of fine. I mean, this trade should not have happened, but I made the change in the code, as you saw. So let's give it another go with the new code. It will filter some more of these trades out, and then we can have another look at the trades and see, how everything goes. So so far this is looking kind of good. So let's have a look at the trades again. So you can see, wait, it's still here. This trade is still here. This shouldn't be here, right? Because the lower, did I compile this? I think I didn't compile it. So let's give it another go and check if the trade is still there. Okay, this messed up everything, but let's see if the signals are correct now. Yeah, I think the signals are as he described it in his comments now, but actually the performance is far worse. Yeah, I mean now the EA trades only buy trades also, as I see here, so it's not completely correct. Math max, rate 0 open, rate 0 close is smaller than BB lower. Oh, this has to be BB upper, of course. Okay, there were 1 or 2 bugs in my program, but now we should see the sell trades also. And yeah, there are more trades now and it's actually looking better. Yeah, so now you can see the program should do what he said in his comment. So it trades whenever the ADX is above 23. And for example, if the close of the last price is above the moving average, as we can see here, and the low of the last bar is also above the moving average, and then the upper or the high touches the upper Bollinger Bands line, then we take a short trade, and for buy trades it's just the other way round. So yeah, this works as he described it, even though it's, at least in this market, not profitable for the last 8 months. So maybe we have to go to EURUSD here, because he doesn't really give us any information in the comment what chart he trades or what symbol he trades. And let's see if it's better, if it is better in the EURUSD. Yeah, in the EURUSD it is better, so maybe he trades this market. Also, there's one thing that I want to change, because with these changes, it was performing way better in the USD Japanese yen. So maybe it's also performing better in EURUSD. No, it's not. So it might be a little bit random. So yeah, we can go back to the original strategy that he described in the YouTube comment. Okay, so this is what I now did here in this strategy. So I just took the information from the YouTube comment here, because he says he trades this and it's profitable in the last 8 months. And it seems to be profitable in the euro-US dollar. Of course, he might trade it a little bit differently than I implemented it here, but this is all I can do with the information that I have so far. And as we can see in the last 8 months, it was not doing that bad. You can use this strategy, of course, for yourself to do your own testing. And I will do 1 or 2 more tests now and test the whole program for a longer period of time. And yeah, make sure to copy the code if you're interested in trading this. And also, let me go back to the strategy tester and maybe test a period starting from 2020 and using this same strategy for the euro-US dollar 1 hour chart with the settings that I already made. So I'm still using the 23 threshold for the minimum of the ADX, then I have TP points of 500, SL points of 500, and I pretty much use the default settings for the indicators besides the moving average, where he said that we should use a 5-period exponential moving average. And yeah, so you can see program is doing its job, and we can comfortably test the last 3 years starting in 2020. And yeah, you can see the strategy is doing sideways so far, but it's, I mean, that's not a bad thing. And right now it's actually making profits. So it's not as, yeah, now it's losing, but yeah, you can see it's not a like super bad strategy, but like what he said, that he's trading in the last 8 months and it is profitable in the last 8 months. I mean, this is actually true for the settings that I chose here and for Euro-US dollar. But he also started trading in a period where it's actually generating profit. So like the last 8 months before he started trading, he would not trade profitably. And this is a big problem that I always see with trading strategies in general. Like people always say, for example, my strategies are not profitable, or the strategies that I show in the YouTube videos are not profitable, and they have strategies that are profitable, and then they say that they trade this strategy for a month or 2 months or 8 months, and then it could be profitable for these 8 months, but it doesn't mean that it's super profitable for the 1 or 2 years before these 8 months. So there's so much coming together, like market periods matter, like there are economical changes that can affect strategies and stuff like that. So it's really tough to say that a strategy is profitable or it's not profitable when you just have a backtest or you just have some month of trading. But yes, I mean, the strategy is not doing really bad. We can also do another test and maybe change. Yeah, what can we do? We can also test USD Japanese yen again for this period. So if we wait, we don't really need the visual mode. So let's test USD Japanese yen again for the last 3 years here, starting in 2020. And see how the strategy performed here. And maybe we would have to make some adjustments in the settings for different symbols. But yeah, it seems like in USD Japanese yen, it's not performing too great. So maybe it's better to trade this in Euro-US dollar. But again, this is no guarantee that it will also work fine in Euro-US dollar for the next 1 or 2 years. So that's always the problem with strategies. And this is why I don't really like to show you just 1 or 2 strategies on YouTube and tell you that this is the best strategy or that is the best strategy, because it's just bullshit. And you can never really say this because nobody can look into the future, and it's just not serious business to tell you something like this. So this is why my personal approach is to teach you programming. So I mean, as you can see in this video, in a matter of like 10 minutes, you can try nearly every strategy that comes to your mind. And this has a much bigger effect on your trading, on your learning curve, like just compared to just creating 1 or 2 strategies or just using 1 or 2 strategies that you buy somewhere in the internet or that you copy from someone in the internet. So learning how to code is really boosting your career or your trading career. And this is what I want to give you on this channel. And if you are not happy with this, like I understand that some of you just look for the holy grail or just want to become rich quick, and then this is just not the right channel for you. So I'm totally fine if you don't like the content on the channel, just unsubscribe. You can actually also, I think there's a feature in YouTube where you can say that you don't want to see any of my videos anymore, and I'm totally fine if you use this feature, but I cannot give you the one strategy that will make you quick overnight. So I'm sorry. All I can do, or best I can do, is like really try to teach you how to trade, try to give you some honest information here. And I just want to be the one guy on YouTube that talks about trading or programming for trading, that doesn't talk bullshit and doesn't fool you. So yeah, let me skip through the code one more time. Maybe you want to copy this. So you can see here we have the inputs, the global variables. Then we have the on-init where we just create the 3 handles. And then in the on-tick function, yeah, we just check if there's a new bar. And if there's a new bar, we calculate the indicator values and the rates for the last bar. And then we just have the conditions for the trades. And if one condition for a buy signal or sell signal is true, we open the trade. So that's basically it. It's a really easy and short program for this strategy. Feel free to make any adjustments you like. As I said, maybe this is not completely what the person in the comments here meant, but with the information that I have from this comment, this is the best I can do. And yeah, I hope that this video was useful for 1 or 2 guys of you. Thanks for watching. Have a great time. And again, please do not fall for anyone in the internet who tries to give you or wants to sell you the best or the one strategy that can make you rich, because yeah, in most cases it will not make you rich, but only the person selling you the strategy. So this is it. Thanks for watching. Have a great time. Good trades. Bye.